Anyway.
Everybody goes in their childhood, they go through a phase. First they want to be firemen or policemen, and then next thing when they start thinking about money, they want to be either a doctor or a lawyer. Then they get to reality age and they start, reevaluating things. But I went through that phase myself.
But that wasn't even the issue. I stuck to the fact that I didn't want to be a physician. The fact that I'm stuck in medicine is due to the opposition of the medical establishment. I never intended to be the one that was advising the public. I never intended to be the one that was, with the help of a physician, that we need to keep changing because physicians are what they are. But I never was the one to do and talk to the patient and help treat the patient simply because members of the medical establishment don't want to do that much work. They all know this works. They all do. And the more they attack me, the more they know it because it's changing what's happening out there. But my issue is somebody must help the public because it is obvious to everybody that chemo radiation do not work. Every day I hear people, I say, I lost most of my family members to cancer. There is a lot of cancer in my family, and I lost them all. And I lost them all because of chemo radiation. So why they cannot get through their head that chemo and radiation are not the answer? Why they can't, and why the doctor keep pushing, I'm the expert. I'm the God. I know what to do. You have to have this. You have to suffer, but then you'll be okay. In reality, you die. Why do you have to accept that? Because they tell you to. Because the drug companies, there is so much money in it that they have to continue pushing. They have to remove your freedom. You are not free to choose what to have. You must. Because there is nothing else out there, and you must submit to be poisoned to death till you almost die, and then maybe the cancer will die or appear to die before you do. And then you might have a little bit of time of peace, and then, oops, it's back. Not that it never left. Oops, it's back. That's ridiculous. And all the testing that are being done are only telling you that the immune system is suppressed. That's all it tells you. It doesn't say that the cancer is dead. But somebody comes along and tells them, okay, hey, there is a solution to this, very simple. Because, gee, big surprise, we're killing tumor with the human tissue in place with heat. That is really quackery. Who ever heard of cooking anything? And then there is evidence everywhere, all over the world, research group trying to copy what Lase Med Inc has brought about 25 years ago. And now they're copying it. And not only that, they are all claiming we did it. Why? Because in the end, they want to tell you, yes, this helps, but you must have chemo. Lase Med Inc is the only one that is saying, no, you do not need chemo. And why all this money interest? Oh, you cannot listen to her. She is not an MD. Of course not. If I were an MD, I would be sold to the system. You learn only one thing, and this is what you must do. And if somebody opposes them, they lie about the results because they either don't know what they're reading or because they don't want to see what's going on.
Right.
I don't know all the reasons, but that's what's happening. And then in the end, it's very easy to pounce on a person that cannot afford to sue the world. So pounce on her, she'll be so intimidated and so scared that people are insulting her that she'll disappear. And I am saying, they're not insulting me. They're insulting themselves. They're ignorant idiots, dishonest, whatever applies to the different cases. Some are just ignorant. Some are liars. Some are dishonest. They think they can gain out of this. They're all twisting the facts, twisting what I say, trying to find any possible imaginable way to close me down by ruining me financially or ruin the reputation or just trying to find some overseeing organization that will stop me. What we do is nothing wrong, nothing illegal. We don't use any drugs. Nothing at all. And even the British website that has been trying to copy us, what do they say? Go to killingcancer.co.uk. When you go to the page that say, photodynamic therapy explained, you read through it and tell me that is not exactly what we have been saying for years and years. They even don't use a drug in many cases anymore. They're trying or what? They're discussing herbal compound or something coming from the bottom of the sea, which is algae. That's all they're saying, a natural compound. They are saying, oh, that's fine.
Then they go on and
Yeah,
say
go
that
ahead.
beware of these copycat clinics that's operating outside of our supervision. Don't that sound a little familiar?
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of they admitting we are the copycats, we came after that other clinic with not clinics. We're only one place, and it's not a clinic. It's not full-service clinic. But we are the one that came first, and in England they know it very well because our patent is European. And as much as all these companies trying to block the issuing the patent, the European Patent Office is above reproach. And we got the patent. And then, of course, this blogger were trying, how did they get that information, huh? And then they try to take the patent apart. They don't understand. I know that the people like Sanjay and the rest, they can't even read and understand what's written there. They have to have a puppeteer that told them what to say and what was written there, twist it around and change, trying to discredit the patent. That patent is a jewel, especially when it came out.
They said it ain't no count.
Right. What they're saying is that saying the European Patent Office is of no account. Oh, think again. That sounds just like what they're saying about the attorney.
Oh, but he works for the most prestigious law firm in the state of Arkansas.
Okay. Let me tell you something. That's the most ridiculous. Okay, Little Rock. If anybody has not lived in Little Rock, they would know, but Little Rock is basically a white-collar only place. There is really no industry. It's all white-collar, and they are the service industry, and that's it. That's all is in Little Rock. And there is a law school, and there are more lawyers than anywhere probably in the country, in any concentration. The number of lawyers, if you open the Yellow Pages, the number of lawyers in Little Rock is scary. There are lawyers everywhere, all sorts of lawyers. And let me tell you, there are some pretty big law firms. And that is not at that level. So I'm sure that a lot of people in Little Rock, a lot of lawyers in Little Rock, if they didn't, but if they read that statement, they would be really insulted, because that is ridiculous. Plus, a reputable law firm does not behave like they have been behaving. So, but it is not. That's funny. That is really funny to anybody that has lived in Little Rock. So, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's go. What else?
But let's see. After those original Sanjay arguments, then I think Winlotto kind of got fired up after that, and because apparently she was getting hostile emails sent into her inbox up her YouTube, you know, and
yeah, okay, we got another break coming up. Well, actually, this is the end of the first hour, so we're gonna have to move on to the next one. Wait for the commercial break, and then don't go away. We got a lot more to come. I don't know how many people are familiar or have even paid any attention to the history of medicine, to the history of how medicine progressed over the centuries. But at least in the last few centuries, I don't know what happened in the night of times, long time ago, I don't know. But in the last few centuries, if you pay attention, there was never, and I mean never, a major advancement, a major discovery, a major development in medicine that was ever brought about by a physician. Was always either a chemist or a physicist. Check history and you'll find out. If it weren't... Yeah?
I'm sorry, I was going to say, or a priest cutting a hole in your skull to let the demons out. Remember that?
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, but even in more recent time, I like to point out that hadn't been for Dr. Marie Curie, we would not have X-ray machine now. But she did not introduce X-ray machine as a form of treatment and as a continual exposure. She only introduced it for a fast, quick exposure for diagnostic. That's all it was. And today is overused. And that's not what is safe for people. The original development under the proper condition was done by her. And what happened? She, even though she was a professor of physics à la Sorbonne, and her husband was her former major professor that she married, even though she had all of those qualifications, she was insulted from left to right, thrown out of hospitals that when she was trying to help the veterans of World War I to find the shrapnel. So this is normal, and nothing that is happening to me is any different to what happened to anybody else that tried to introduce, heaven forbid, something new and better in medicine. It's always happened. So what is happening to me and Lase Med Inc. is no different. The only difference is that now we have the web, and all this low life can post all sorts of insults and think that they are protected by the anonymity of the web to attack a person that has accomplished something with her life, instead of people that have done nothing other than create nuisance. That is my comment on the subject. Yeah.